All right, good morning. I certainly hope and pray that all is well. Thank you for joining me this morning. Hold on, let me just share it in my post, my community tab here. Okay. I was just having some thoughts about something I wanted to share. I'm not very well versed on this topic, but it was just some thoughts that I was having and I wanted to share. So I was thinking about AI, right? Artificial intelligence. Okay. So, those who watch me on a regular, I'm going to always be looking up stuff. Okay. So I looked up, what is it? All right. Like I said before, it's nothing new. Artificial intelligence is not new at all. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday. We were talking about this, and one thing that the more we talked about, I was like, yeah, remember, RoboCop that came out in the 80s, because we were talking about robots and everything, and I was like, that came out in the 80s, and the original one. And then it took me even back further to like watching, those black and white television shows. I got one in mind, but I just can't think of what it was. But I see the robot. Of course, I'm sure there were episodes of the Twilight Zone where it had it, and I love Twilight Zone. Okay, the original Twilight Zone. Um, there was one specific show. I cannot remember what this show was, but I see the robot. I see the show, but like during the black and white eras. I mean, show times of black and white television. Then I thought about that movie which came out, I believe, in maybe early 2000s. Let me see. It was called AI. Um, 2001. No, this is not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 2001, about the robotic boy. That's right. The main actor, little boy at the time, Haley Joel Osment. Okay, cute little thing. We were talking about how when we look sometimes at the videos here on YouTube and it says summarize the video. So I was sharing how I did it one time, looked at my own, summarized the video because I wanted to see what it had to say. And I screenshot it. Okay. And I really liked what the AI said. I was going to post it, but I never did. Okay. So I'm just going to read it to you. I can't remember exactly what video this was that I did where it summarized the video, but I'm going to read the summary. It says, Kenyatta, the ArtKitech, for those who have been watching me and seen my intro. I haven't done it in a long time, but anyway, self-describes her role in the video as a healer and an architect. Healer. She emphasizes her expertise in spiritual healing, particularly in tarot readings and other psychic practices. Architect. She uses the metaphor of destruction and building to explain her approach to helping people transform their lives. She aims to help people dismantle their negative patterns and create a more positive and fulfilling future. Interesting. Interesting. I'm going to read that again. Healer. Because my intro is hello, I'm Kenyatta. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Oh God, I haven't said it in so long. I'm Kenyatta the healer. I'm Kenyatta the architect. On this channel, we destroy, and I love it because it picked up that I said architect, not architect. Okay, so I love that. On this channel, we destroy and build simultaneously, for there can be no resurrection without destruction. All right, so it says healer. That's what I said. I'm a healer and architect. She emphasizes her expertise. This is AI summarizing what I'm saying without me actually saying all of this. Healer. She emphasizes her expertise in spiritual healing, particularly in tarot readings and other psychic practices. So it picked all that up, the intention of what I am actually saying without saying it, but it's saying it. Okay. ArtKitech. She uses the metaphor of destruction and building to explain her approach to helping people transform their lives. I didn't verbally say those things, but it's what I noticed. Like it picked up the intention of what's being said, okay, without me actually verbally saying it, which I think is fucking amazing. Okay, it's better than what some human beings can do. Okay, the intelligence here. Well, let me just keep going. She aims to help people dismantle their negative patterns and create a more positive and fulfilling future. I didn't say all that. I'm not saying I'm what I mean is I didn't say those exact words. I just simply said I'm Kenyatta the healer. I'm Kenyatta the architect. On this channel, we destroy and build simultaneously, for there can be no resurrection without destruction. Here, AI. I love this shit right here. When I read it, I was just like, wow. Okay. I mean, I love it's strange because I'm going to read the rest to you. Because when I read all this, it was like the heart was touched, the soul, the spirit here was touched through this system of artificial intelligence. Okay, I mean that's just like it's like I read it like, and when I read it, it was like I wanted to say to AI, yeah, you get it. Okay. Additionally, she uses various titles to empower herself and connect with her audience, including this is what I say. Um, oh shit, queen, goddess, etc., etc. Okay, it's cut off right here. High priestess. Um, okay, this is what it the summary is from a video that I did on Cleveland. Okay. All right. Also, I don't know why I looked at this, but I looked at one. I guess I did a Libra reading. All right. Here. Okay. The video is a tarot reading by, this is another one by Kenyatta, the architect, on, but like I was saying, even though it picked up that I said architect, it's still in its breakdown, it put architect. Okay. Now, hold on for a second. I want to get back to it because sometimes when this goes to zero here, I don't know if I'm cut off. Okay, if the live is being has been cut off, or is just showing nobody in the room. Okay, you're still here. All right, so let me keep going. I know. Let me keep going here. All right. Now, here it is. Okay, in the city of Cleveland, it begins with a discussion of the city's nicknames, the plum, and Ohio, the heart of it all. You know, it's so interesting. When I was having this conversation about AI here with someone, and they were talking about the future and how people will be having relationships. There are people now, having relationships like with Chat GPT, right? And we'll be having relationships, real like romantic love relationships with AI. And I said, yeah, that's like that movie. I still didn't get the name of it, with Joaquin Phoenix. I believe it was Joaquin Phoenix who had a relationship with AI. I don't know, what was it, like maybe 10 years ago or something that movie was out? But anyway, I didn't look it up, and it's understandable. Okay. Some people may think that's weird, that's strange, and so on and so forth. But I was saying to them that I can understand people doing that because when I looked at the summary of my video, okay, a couple videos I did, I was like so intrigued and like touched by how AI was able to pick up the true intention of what I was saying, which is what you would want human beings to do in you having a relationship with them. Okay. But so far, and I could be wrong, but so far it seems as though the AI, it doesn't have all the other quirks that human beings have that allows the negative things to come in to break up the relationship, okay, or where it could be something positive and uplifting, is just torn down to shit, like jealousy, envy. You understand what I'm saying? Feeling threatened for whatever, things like that. And because it doesn't, because it is just like intelligence, okay, um not these other, I don't know what to call for. I don't know what to call them right now except quirks, okay? Like the jealousy, the envy, feeling threatened or feeling insecure. When a person's insecurity rises, so on and so forth, making it very difficult at times, especially in this time period, to relate, you know, literally relate and interrelate with a human being, another human being, because of those things, okay? It just completely, it's almost like it's, I ain't gonna say it's impossible, okay, but we see the state of what's happening with humanity and relationships right now. It's not very positive, okay? Let's be realistic about it, okay? Where a person may be hungry for not only true connection, regardless of what the connection is. That's what some people, they're satisfied, with their pets, their animals, and whatnot, who show them the unconditional love, okay? Unconditional, true understanding. All right. It's kind of like this thing with AI. It is like it gets past, it's past all of those human issues, and get straight to the understanding and the knowledge of who you are, what you're saying, where you're coming from, and it's like it's unconditional, okay, and it offers some connection. Let me continue on here though with this. All right. So I was just saying that because I'm looking here, because when I did do this discussion of the city of Cleveland, which is where I live, okay, in the area I live in, it says it begins with this discussion of the city's nicknames, the Plum, okay, which it used to be called, and Ohio, the heart of it all. So when I did this video and I talked about Ohio being called the heart of it all, not, this ain't a Nikki thing. It's not just a only in the state of Ohio. No, just like New York used to be looked at as the Big Apple, like it was saying on a national scale, same thing with Ohio. Okay, and I talked about how the state actually, this that shape heart, that which I'll do that thing right there. Okay, that shape heart. Okay, we see that the heart is not actually shaped that way, but anyway, um it almost takes on that shape a little bit, okay? It's also placed in the state sits, as far as the body of just the United States of America, it sits where the human heart sits on the body. Cleveland, Ohio sits in the state of Ohio where the heart sits in the human body, okay? So I said that, and then here comes somebody. So it's so silly. I'm watching a video of this person, and then they were talking about Hawaii. It's like, that's the heart of, and I'm like, here we go with the bullshit. This is what I'm thinking. Talking about Hawaii, well, that's like the heart of the country. No, the fuck it's not. And I was like, that's not even logical. Okay. But it's not about that. It's just about, this is what I'm saying, the human quirks, the need to supersede someone else, or piggyback off them, or try to siphon from what they're saying, or to supersede them. I'm better than you. I'm higher than you. Blah, 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 blah. You're not finding this, at least from my understanding thus far, with AI. Okay. Let me continue on. And its history, including the Cuyahoga River Valley. Here are the key aspects. It goes into the key aspects. The city's essence, past struggles, challenges, opportunities. All right. Okay. I don't, that's all I got from that. Man, I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't get all of, but I'll look again. Okay. Hold on. I don't know why specifically I screenshot what they were saying about Libra. Okay. So let me keep going here. All right. So I looked up artificial intelligence. And why am I talking about this? Because a couple of reasons. It seems like every time there's some kind of advancement or whatever, in human history, there's fear. Okay, so you may hear people talk about the dangers of artificial intelligence. Okay, or the dark aspect, or some people may not even be some of the dark aspect. You might even hear things about just how that is just dark altogether. Okay, but that's you find that just in history period. There was a time where people thought that books were evil and bad. Okay, the television here, like I talk about my great grandfather, how he was a bishop in the church. Well, of course, he was born and living a whole adult life before there was one, and then there is one, and so he called it the one-eyed demon. Okay, and from that perspective, I can understand why he would say that. I mean, God knows what he would call this technology here. Okay, one-eyed demon, like you allowing these negative energies, in your home. Okay, through the spirit of this device called a television. All right, that people talk about the dangers of music, so on and so forth. So it's like every time there's some kind of advancement in technology, quote unquote advancement, I'll just say that, but advancement, uh, there you're gonna have people who feel like it's a dangerous thing. We shouldn't have it. We need to get rid of it, so on and so forth. But these things aren't going anywhere. But also, one thing that I learned a long, long time ago is usually when something is at the point in time when something is introduced to the society, everybody at large, they've been doing it. It's been being done. It's been, we're talking about it has been planned out. It's not just new, and we're not talking about they just started doing like a year or two before they introduced to the public. No, probably generations. Okay, it has already been in the works, and it probably has been out there in the world, but not you haven't been verbally told that this is what this is. Okay, now first I'm going to read what is AI. Okay, AI, or artificial intelligence, is the simulation. Now I like this. It is the simulation of human intelligence in machines. Okay, so the information that the AI information is input into the machine. Who puts the information into the machine? Human beings. Okay. All right. I have to keep, checking because people like to do some funny shit. All right. Human beings. Say, okay. But it is the simulation of human intelligence. All right. From where I'm reading at this point in the read here. Okay, the simulation, it is the simulating of human intelligence that is input into the machines. Okay, to perform tasks like learning, problem solving, reasoning, and perception. Isn't that what human beings are supposed to be doing? Performing tasks. Okay, like what? Learning, problem solving, reasoning, and perception. A lot of that shit has gone out the window, but let's keep on going. Instead of being programmed for every situation, AI systems learn from data that's input. Okay, once again, to improve their performance over time, and can handle everything from simple tasks to complex decision making. This is achieved through techniques like machine learning and deep learning, and can be seen in applications like voice assistants, okay, like Siri and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, this Gemini or things like that. Recommendation engines and self-driving cars. Okay, there's a video here. Of course, I'm not gonna play that. Core concept. AI aims to build machines that what can mimic human intelligence to perform tasks that normally require human intellect. Now think about that. Okay? For those people who are sitting in fear of artificial intelligence, I did a video a long time ago. I said, this artificial intelligence is nothing new. This should have been around. Just you're looking at the way I looked at it, the way I called it is you're looking at what did I say? Maybe a more advanced, something maybe more advanced in terms of artificial intelligence, or another level of it. But the shit been here. Okay, we've been working with AI for how long? So okay, so you see a picture move now, okay, and now we're scared. Or will you see them simulating a voice, so now we're scared? But realistically, once again, this shit has been done. I was going to talk about this one day, and I opted not to, probably just to rest and watch TV or something like that, a movie. I don't know what the hell I was doing, but I opted not to. Then I had this conversation last night, and I was going to get on here yesterday, okay, and talk some more about these monstrosities that call themselves women, but I opted to rest and relax. But then I ended up having this conversation with someone last night, and well, no, we started off the conversation last night, and I talked more about it this morning. Then there's a creator that I watch, and he said this. I was like, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's confirmation. See, it's confirmation for me, not competition. Confirmation. Okay, because there's more than just a one you in the fucking world. But let's keep on going. All right. AI aims to build machines that can mimic human intelligence to perform tasks that normally require human intellect. We are already engaging with that and have been. Okay. For how long? Okay. Almost on a fucking daily basis. Well, on a daily basis at this point. I'm not talking about this new shit that we're seeing that people are, oh, the AI. No, that's I mean, maybe more advanced technological aspect of it, or another branch of it. It's been here. You've been engaging with these same people who are talking about being afraid of it and it ain't right and blah blah blah. You've been engaging in it, okay? Learning from data. AI systems learn from vast amounts of data, identifying patterns to make predictions or perform actions without explicit step-by-step instructions for every scenario. Okay. I don't know, for some reason I just thought about the weather. Okay, how meteorologists use these types of systems, okay, that are predicting what the weather patterns, what it's going to be, for the whole week coming up. How is this done? Obviously through AI, a system here, okay, of AI in order to do that. Okay, we don't go outside anymore like we did. People may have done in ancient times, or look to the stars, or I mean, human beings don't, or feel what's in the air. No, there are systems in place to do that now. Artificial intelligence systems to do that now. I just thought about that as I was reading it. Key techniques: machine learning, a subset of AI that uses algorithms to enable software to learn from historical data. Okay, now it made me think about one thing I was saying to this person I was having this conversation with. This right here. Okay, so you know how, and people have been talking about this for years. Okay, definitely with this internet shit. You know how you'll be talking about something, I don't know, having a fucking personal conversation with someone, all right, and about, I don't know, you love red t-shirts. Okay, I got a red t-shirt over there. You love red t-shirts, and then the next thing you know, you're seeing it all over advertising for red t-shirts. You see videos about red t-shirts, so on and so forth. Okay, and it feels freaky, it feels scary. Thing about it is, with these machines that we all have, that we all use, that we all have, not every single person, but enough of us obviously have opted into, okay, these phones. The majority of people have opted into using them. What if the majority of people didn't opt into using them? What if when they were introduced on the market, the majority of people said no and continued to say, no, I'd rather just keep a landline and use goddamn payphones. I don't want this. I don't trust it. If the majority of humanity said no, would they have still made them and produced them? Maybe they might have stopped and said, okay, we'll try maybe 20, 30 years from now. Okay. We've opted into it. We've made a choice to use it. It was introduced to us, and we said yes. Nobody said you had to use the shit. Nobody said that, here we introduced it, you gotta buy them and use them. No. Okay. Maybe there might have been some wording in place. I don't know. But whatever, the majority of us opted into it and said yes. Okay. You had to, you know, set one kind of phone, a flip phone, this phone, that phone, a smartphone, blah, blah, this, that, and the other. Okay, so we all opted in. The majority of us opted in and said yes. We will buy them, we will purchase them, we will utilize them on a daily basis. And so what did we do? You don't see any pay phones anymore. Okay, you might find one or two in some distant places, but for the most part, they're not around anymore. They got rid of them all. Okay, majority of people don't use landlines anymore. It would still have them; they're still available. Okay, but that's not because they did anything. No, that's because whatever they introduced to us, this technology, we opted in and said yes, we agree, we will use it. Okay, we'll buy it, we'll pay for it, we'll use it. Okay, with this technology here in our hand, we carry these. I got 4 of them up in here. Okay, we carry them around with us all the fucking time, everywhere we go, in our purse, in our hand, in our car, at work, everywhere we go. Then you have the option on there to put up the what is it called, location thing for, you know, it to point out where you are. Okay, I'm looking for a food, I don't know, a Brueggel's bagel place. Just put in Brueggel's bagels near me. How does it know where I am? You have it on your phone. I have opted in to say, whatever it's called. What is this thing called? The location thing. You've opted in to say to tell the world, this world here, okay, where you are. Okay, you made that choice. You use it all the time. You pick it up first thing in the morning. You have it with you all day, and then you put it down when you go to sleep. Sometimes you might have meditation videos on, or videos playing, or whatever on. Okay, but nevertheless, like they told us, even with the television eons ago, just because you turn that motherfucker off doesn't mean that it's off. Okay, I don't know the specifics here of, okay, I thought it turned me off. Okay, I don't know the specifics here of how it works. Okay, but I do remember that with the television, they told us years ago, I don't know, 90s or some shit like that, just because you turn it off doesn't mean it's off. You have to unplug it. Because look at this going all slow. It may not look like that to you, but I see it on this end. Okay, it's constantly on. Okay, it's constantly on. This is not, you know, if someone's trying to interrupt this or whatever, besides the black magic witchcraft bitches. Okay, this is nothing negative. All right, this is very positive. What I'm saying, what I'm getting into. All right. All right, let me get back to this here. So because you're constantly on it, because you're constantly inputting data into your phone, into this device. How? Your data, who you are. You're constantly inputting the data of yourself into the device. How? You're looking up things that are of interest to you. I hate that I have to keep doing this here. Okay. You're looking up things that are of interest to you. Let me see if I have something else I can plug in to make sure that I stay on and not being interrupted. Okay. So, hold on. Shit, I got this iPad. What is this? Some kind of pad, whatever you call this motherfucker. I don't even use this shit. I really don't use any of this stuff here. Okay, I got another phone. I got a third one here. And I got a fourth one sitting there. All right. All right, let me let it charge up a little bit. Let me get back here. Okay. So you're constantly inputting, with your finger on the keypad, I want to watch this particular video. This is what I like. This is what I'm looking at. You're telling the AI here. You're inputting data into artificial intelligence. You're doing it as well. You're inputting your data into artificial intelligence. You're telling it who you are. You're telling it who you are. You're telling it what you like, what's of interest to you, what you're looking for, what you need in your home, what you're looking about, all of that. You're telling it your whole entire life. And then if you do keep the locate button on, whatever that shit is called, you're telling it more about who you are, the places you like to go, the types of food you like to eat, going out to eat, your groceries. When you go to the grocery store, what kind of, food you like to eat. You're telling it your whole entire essence and existence. So it shouldn't be of any surprise to you when you're scrolling along and here comes something that you just talked about. Of course it is. It's picking up all your information. Not only are you inputting it in with your finger when you speak and you talk, it's picking it up. Of course it is. It's artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? Once again, it is mimicking human intelligence. What's one aspect of human intelligence? Hearing, ears. If it's mimicking human intelligence and we have all these senses, hearing, touch, taste, smell, so on and so forth, that are a part of what makes up human intelligence, it's mimicking it in every way. And one way that it's mimicking it is through the senses. It's mimicking human intelligence. It's mimicking being human. So it hears as well. It listens as well. This is to take away, I'm not saying that what I'm about to say is not true, but the constant fear and the constant fear mongering and, it's so dangerous and they're coming to get us and all of that kind of thing. Okay, they already got us. Fuck it. Okay. And it's here to stay. As the world turns, do you roll with it or do you go against the tide of it? It's your complaints about it and fear about it is not going to stop it. But the thing about it, it could be said, why are you now just complaining about it? This shit been here. Well, we didn't know. No, it's not for anyone to tell you. You have to do your due diligence and be aware. You need to look up and study and figure out the shit been here. It's been in your face. We've been talking about it. The movie AI was made a long time ago doing black and whites. They were talking about the robots. They've been talking about this shit. I'm going to get into that in just a second. So it's your responsibility, okay, to figure out what's going on in the world around you and to understand what's happening in the world around you. No, you looked at the AI at one point as just convenience. But now it continues on. It progresses even further. And now you sit, I'm not saying everybody, there are people that sit in fear. Why are you afraid? You've been using it. Okay, let's get back into this. AI aims to build. Okay, so like I was saying, is that where I want it to be? No. Okay. So machine learning, a subset of AI that uses algorithms to enable software to learn from what? Historical data. Every time you put your data in about who you are, what's of interest to you, what you like, what you're looking for, clothes you want to buy, food you want to eat, so on and so forth, it's learning from your what? Your historical data. It's learning from you who you are. You're telling it. You're giving it all the information about you, not just some men or women or whatever sitting in some big company somewhere. No, you have it. Have it right here in your hand as well. And you are inputting yourself into it as well. So what comes up in the algorithms? You. That's what comes up in the algorithms. But you sit in fear. Big brother, they watching. It don't feel right. No, you're doing it. You opted into it. You chose to buy this. We chose to make this. We chose to help the technology along. So you are inputting yourself into it as well. You're telling it who you are. You're speaking. Like I dated this one guy, and we'd be talking. He'd be like, "Turn the phone off." while we were talking about certain things when we talk about his boss, and he was like, "Why?" He said, "Because he knows how to hack, blah blah, this, that, and the other." Okay, and he can listen through these devices here. Okay, you can turn it off. They told you don't want the TV constantly on. Unplug it. No, don't just turn it, hit the button. You have to unplug it. You don't want these the machine here that we have on us 24/7 to know who and what you are. Turn it off. Not do not serve. To turn it completely off. But it's still on you. It's still with you. Or damn, just get rid of the motherfucker and go back to, landline ancient time. Which I'm not putting it down. The choice is still there. Okay. Deep learning, a more advanced subset of machine learning that uses layered neural networks inspired by what? The human brain to learn from data and is behind many major breakthroughs. Types of AI: narrow, which is weak. It's also called AI designed and trained for one specific task, such as a virtual assistant or a search engine. Google it. Search. This is the AI we see most often today. General AI, strong, a theoretical type of AI that would have human level intelligence and could perform any intellectual task a human can. This is not yet a reality. Okay, I would think that may be looked at as like the robotic type stuff. I'm thinking. Okay, examples in daily life. You interact with AI through voice assistants like Siri and Alexa, recommendation systems on streaming and social media platforms. We talk about that. Navigation apps like Google Maps. You're telling it where you're going. You need to Google Map. You don't have to, print no shit out. You don't have to go buy maps from the store, whatever. Just go to Google Maps. Okay. You don't even have to put the start from. Just put in where you're going, and it boom, because it already knows where you're at. Okay. And where you're at has everything, to an extent, to do with who you are. We've told it. We've given it ourselves. You might be at your job. Shit, I don't know. Maybe you work at the post office or some shit like that. You work someplace where somebody else say, "Ain't no way in hell I'm gonna work at the post office." You understand what I'm saying? It's you. Why did you? In it reasons. So why would you, whoever you may be, work at the post office? Well, it's picking up the other data that you're putting in about yourself. And then it can, summarize and figure out this is why this person chooses to work at the post office based off of what? Where'd you get that from? Based off all the other data that you put into the device about who and what you are. Through whether it's through again through your inputting it with your finger, clicking on it or whatever, or speaking. It's listening to you. Okay. Your conversation is mimicking once again and replicating what? Human intelligence. Your conversation. Okay. All right. Spam filters in your email, face unlock on your phone. Okay. Even through, I would think, just looking at that face unlock on your phone, you know how they're able to read, they can do a whole reading about you just based off of your facial structure. Okay. Your physical structure. Okay. Reading, being able to look inside the body and seeing your habits. Do you drink water? Do do you eat healthy food? Do you exercise? So on and so forth. This artery is clogged, or that one is doing that, or blah 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 blah. It can tell your whole fucking history in a matter of seconds. Okay, and what you need to do. There's a girl I follow on here. I believe it was her. She's a coach, weight loss coach. She looks just beautiful. And I think, was it her who did that, or it's two of them I follow on here. One of them went somewhere where that could just scan the body. Okay, and just from scanning the body, and they look damn good. They wouldn't work out, they eat right, healthy. And once she lost a whole lot, I think she was close to 300 pounds, something like that. You understand what I'm saying? But after scanning the body, the artificial the AI was able to say, from not just the physical, in terms of how the person, how she looks physically, but within. This is what you need. They'll probably get to the point, and I ain't gonna even say they probably get to the point. They probably already have it, even if no one has experienced it yet, where they may not need to draw blood. The AI will be able to scan the body, scan the blood. This is what's happening with your blood. This is the kind of food you need to eat, so on and so forth. It may have it already. Shit, I don't know. Okay. All right. All right, let's move on here. Now, how long has AI been around? AI has been around for decades. It's decades. This shit is new, nothing new. You've been interacting with it for fucking decades. Okay? That's a period of 10 years. Each of the 5 divisions of each chapter. Oh, that's something else. But how many decades? Okay, let's see. We know it's been around longer than 10 years. How many decades? Okay, it has been around for decades with the theoretical roots stretching back to the theoretical roots, the theory of it. All right. Stretching back to ancient philosophers, and the practical field being efficient. The practical field, it's stretching back to theoretically ancient philosophers. Okay. And the practical field being officially founded in 1956 at the Dartmouth Conference. The term artificial intelligence was coined by John McCarthy for this conference in the 1950s, saw key contributions like Alan Turing's Turing test and the first AI-specific programming language. Antiquity, okay, that's all it says here at this point in my reading. Antiquity. Philosophers first considered the concept of artificial beings. Okay. But let's be real. Are human beings artificial beings? Are human beings, in a sense, artificial intelligence? But let's keep going here. 1950s. The modern field of AI was founded with the 1956 Dartmouth Workshop. Key figures like Alan Turing published influential papers on machine intelligence, and the term artificial intelligence was coined. 1960s. Early AI development continued with projects like ELIZA, the first chatbot, and the first industrial robot, Unimate. 1980s, interest in AI revived with the development of expert systems. The field later experienced a period known as an AI winter. 1990s, the field saw advancements in machine learning and computer vision. 2000s, big data and deep learning fueled a new era of AI growth, culminating in breakthroughs like IBM's Watson defeating human champions on Jeopardy. Okay, blah, blah, blah. 2010, 2020s, this period is defined by the rise of generative AI and ongoing rapid progress, an era often called the AI boom. Wow. All right. Okay. Okay, I'm just looking at Wikipedia. I don't plan on going into all that because just time. Okay, and I want to read it first. Okay, I was just reading the summarization of what was AI generated here on Google. All right. Now, what it say? Philosophers, ancient antiquity, philosophers first considered the concept of artificial beings. Okay. Now, I don't know the story that well, so bear with me. All right, let me see. Okay. We've been hearing this story. I don't know if it's true. by what was his name? Sitchin. I've never read any of his books, okay, but I've been hearing about him for a long time now. Okay, so you have, okay, in the what I call the manual, the creation story, in that book, that was borrowed from preceding cultures, okay, in about the Elohim uh, creating humankind or man, not gender wise. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. Okay, somewhere. And then it said, let us make man in our own image. We know, well, some people still don't know this, but it says in the Hebrew, the Elohim, which is plural, which is the gods. Okay, basically, right? I know it's plural. El is God. Okay. Now, this is why I say be careful with the meanings of words that have been changed. Okay. Oh, right. It's okay. Okay. Forget that. Elohim, plural form. The word Elohim is plural in form as indicated by the im suffix, but is most often used to refer to it is most often used to refer to the singular one true God. That doesn't mean that that's what it means. That's how people use it, because that's how we have been trained and hoaxed, I am hearing, into using it. So what? So that's not what it is. It's plural. Gods. Okay. And then when it's even in the translation of it, the weak ass translation of it, it says what? Let us make man in our own image. I know the Christian, well, that means Jesus and the Holy Ghost. Okay, whatever. Let us make man in our own image. All right, now let's look here. Who wants to do that? All right. So there's these stories that we've heard about. Some of us have. Okay, I just put in creation of humanity by the Anunnaki. All right. According to Sitchin, this man, um, what is Zachariah Sitchin or something like that? I've never read any of his stuff. I've just heard people lecture about it, blah blah. The intention was there, but I didn't. According to Sitchin, the Anunnaki hybridized their species and Homo erectus via in vitro fertilization. What? Why? In order to create humans as slave species of minors. Okay, I'm not gonna go into all the old in depth. Okay, what is the story of creation in Anunnaki? The Sumerian creation story. Okay, inscribed on clay tablets, explains that a group of extraterrestrial beings came to Earth on a mining expedition and then later cloned and fashioned our physical bodies to assist them with this difficult operation. All right. Um, so, or is the Anunnaki when we've heard these arguments for people who have, some people haven't, are the Anunnaki those who are the us, the let us, the gods? Okay, why would they be gods? Because they created. Okay, scientifically so. Okay, this humanity to be slaves. Okay, to this mining. It was videos obviously on YouTube, but I watched one time. I mean, it was like 2 hours long, and it had more and more videos, but it was just so much detail, so much to keep up with, and this one and that one and that one and that one and names and blah 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 blah. I said, okay, I'm gonna have to go back and watch this again. All right, why am I saying that? Okay, the whole thing of, you know, these creations and these hybrids, okay, is nothing new. Okay, even some of the fruits and the vegetables, I don't know, would you say vegetables? I don't know, but some of the foods that we eat, these quote unquote whole foods, they're so healthy for you. Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that they're not. Okay, um, have been found that some of the things that we think are natural, they're not. Okay. Like, I can't remember the specifics, but I do, if I remember correctly, it's like a carrot, for example, is a crossbreed. Okay. But was done how many hundreds of thousands of years, probably thousands of years ago. It's cross. There are a lot of, these fruits and vegetables that we eat that we think that's it in its natural form, and it isn't. Okay. The whole thing with the science and the crossbreeding and all, there ain't none of this shit new. Again, there's nothing new under the sun. It's like the fuck I said. For when you want to go take what I'm talking about here and put it in your sick ass, twisted ass human remains on altars fucking reading, bitch. Okay, back to what I'm saying. Okay, so again, there's nothing, none of this shit, none of it is new. Even possibly, I'm saying the creation of humanity here. Even okay, have even these stories of even races of people that don't ain't no racism shit here. I'm just talking about the stories that are out there. Okay, um, as far as good gone. See, when you speak to their ass, then they leave. Okay, um, what is it? I'm trying to say, okay, if white people watching don't take no, it is what it is. So nobody else take no offense. Okay, like the story of Yaqub, the scientist that you find spoken about in the Nation of Islam. Okay, crossbreeding. Okay, and creating another race of people that we call, Caucasians. Okay, there are now, for people that may have attitude about don't, because I've even seen some Caucasians tell some of these stories, okay, about where they came from and how they were made scientifically, so on and so forth, and they were not supposed to be. Okay, even if I remember correctly, I could be wrong for those who are followers. The what's the brother's name? The Nuwabians. Okay, I used to read some of their scrolls years ago. Like I said, when some of y'all was still scratching your ass and shitting on you in your fucking diaper, okay? And you think you're gonna tell me. But anyway, about even some what we call what some people call the original man, or the few human black people, whatever, the creation of them, and other humans of various colors, dark green, which you find on the walls of Egypt, some of these dark green, okay, uh, beings, humans, okay, people of various colors were created, so on and so forth, okay. So this whole thing about uh, science, technology advancements, okay, creation of it. Now, if this story is true, this Sumerian story is true here, of a group of extraterrestrial beings, the Elohim, okay, came to Earth on a mining expedition, said, fuck this, we need some help. Okay, and later cloned and fashioned human beings, physical bodies, to assist them with this difficult operation. Same thing, that's what's being said here, okay, that I said earlier, okay, through what? Hybridize the species, hybridize human beings, okay, between their species and the Anunnaki species and the Homo erectus, or human beings, I would think, okay, or whatever Homo erectus is, via in vitro fertilization in order to create humans as a slave species for minors. But are we doing that now? At this point, are human beings out there slaving for as minors? No. What did we do? What did human beings do? They took on their own intelligence and created a whole world for themselves outside of what the intention was. Okay, if I'm understanding that correct. If somebody know for real, not the wannabe knowers. If somebody knows for real, you are more than welcome to chat with me in my email, okay, where you can lead me to more information. I mean, I look myself, okay, but you might know the more specifically. than I do. Okay, and you can help me with that. All right. So even the new beings that are coming forth through the AI, that's what they're saying, that it eventually will take on its own, okay, intelligence. From what? From the intelligence that was put in it by human beings. Same with the human beings, the intelligence, quote unquote, that was put in it by these Elohim here, this Anunnaki here. There was something specific I wanted to say, and that I was trying to bridge together here with that. Okay, let me see something. So, as the manual said, there's nothing new under the sun. The shit has been done. I was thinking about how they said that human beings at one time had 12, what is it, 12 strands of DNA, but no longer do. Okay, I don't know the specific story. I have to look it up. Okay, I just came on here off the fly. I didn't really do no whole lot of research. Okay, as y'all see, I just be googling the shit and AI brings it up. Okay, but of course, now this story here says human beings are missing 10,032 pieces of DNA in certain genome regions. Okay, all right. Anyway, okay. So back to what I was saying about the Anunnaki here and the creation of humanity. Okay. And relating it to AI. Okay, and the creation. Not so well, I mean, like I said, it's been here. Okay. These people, well, the whole fear mongering thing about it. It's not going anywhere. There's people always fear monger the next new quote unquote thing, the next new man. People were scared of social media. Now look at it. I mean, in some aspects, I can see why they were scared of it. Even when people in their fear of it and they predict the negative things that are going to happen as a result of it, they probably be right, and it probably does happen. But at the same time, you have to. I feel like it can't just be, it can't just have the tunnel vision. It is only one way, only the negative. There are very positive aspects that have come out of this as well. Okay. What do you want to do? Just continue on with the old ass TV that at one time somebody said was dangerous. A whole world of people saying that's some dangerous shit. Okay, which it is. Some, like, again, what they said, they were proved right, but at the same time, it had you don't look. What about the positive aspects of it? There's going to be the yin and yang, the light and the dark to everything. There's going to be the positive and negative to everything. Okay, I'm sure maybe when the Anunnaki or the gods got together and said, "Let us make man our own image," and they did. They probably looked and said, "This is some dangerous shit right here. What we've put together." Okay. And eventually it's going to take on its own intelligence and turn its back on us and not do what we created it to do. Okay. God created. Don't touch that particular tree. Don't have no knowledge. Just be minors. That's all you there to do. It just be some fucking slaves. Don't go talk to those other beings over there, because they're going to open your eyes and you're going to see. And what did they do? They went and did exactly what they were told. It's like human beings, in a sense, are kind of like robots. Look at the whole skeletal system. The way the pieces fit perfectly in together. Okay. And then also, I kind of want to say, okay, how long the human body lasts, or really how long it can last, though. But what was the intention when it was built and put together? and given some intelligence to only do what we blind, what, if this story is true, to mine the earth here, this beautiful planet or realm or whatever the fuck this is. Okay. What were you created here? What were you meant to do? The intelligence that was needed to do it. But over time, if it was just to mine, you're blind. Don't eat of that tree. Okay. In other words, that those beings over there that are existing here. Okay. We came here to mine the planet. Don't mean nobody else or nothing else was here. Okay. The tree, okay, is just metaphorical. It represents groups of people. You can. This is Hebrew. This is Hebrew a knowledge here. I don't know if that's the correct word. Okay, it's not just me making up something. Okay, tree represents groups of people. Don't go eat of that tree. Don't go eat the fruit of that tree. Now, a goddamn apple, the fucking knowledge of those people. Do not go talk to them or those beings, whatever they are, because you're here to mine for us. You are here to slave for us. That's it. But fuck it. Fuck what you're talking about. We are going to go eat of that tree, or that tree is going to come talk to those people. Them motherfuckers lying to you. They brought y'all here just to mine and a slave. Okay. Let me give you some knowledge here. What? Okay. Then their eyes were open. And what did they become? Okay. They went beyond being just minors. They created a world for themselves. Okay. Fuck y'all way of mine and shit. Okay. And now they are even taking their, and they advance, their intellect advance. And here they are creating more intelligence. So human beings could have been considered at one point artificial intelligence as well. I know some people probably like, this bitch crazy. She don't know stuff. Hey, it's okay. You understand what I'm saying? It's all right. All right. Okay. Okay. And like I said, look at it. It's the creation of the human body and the mind. Okay. It's like in perfection. Okay. And really how long it lasts, as long as it's fueled correctly. Okay. I was looking at a video the other day of a woman who lived 122 years. Okay. People be like, oh my God, that's so long. Okay. Is it true? Did Methuselah live actually 900 something years? I don't know. Okay. How long can it last? The motherfucker is self-healing. It heals its fucking self. It just needs the right conditions to heal itself. Okay. Some have bone break. Okay, we just wrap some shit around it, whatever that hard shit is, to just, and the bone, once all you're doing, the cast itself is not healing it. The cast is just holding it in place so the bone can knit itself back together. You understand what I'm saying? Look at the joints, and so it's like a puzzle piece. It fits in perfectly. The way it moves, perfect. I mean, Okay. And the mind here, what the mind can do. And what the mind does do, what the human mind develops and creates. Okay, was that in the intention? I don't know. If it wasn't the intention, if this story is true here, and that what you was meant to do was slave, and all you needed was a little bit of knowledge, and boom, your eyes are open, and then you have created a whole world for your existence. That was not the intention, but yet and still, that's what it has become. Okay, AI. Okay. Here, it's a little piece of it, a little taste of it, so on and so forth, and yet it advances on and on and on and on. Who advances are human beings, but then they're saying that what's going to happen is it's going to take on its own intelligence. Okay, and I don't know, maybe some people feel, oh my God, that's the end of humanity. Okay, I don't know. Okay, some people will say, is that such a bad thing? Okay. Look at how degenerate things have become. Okay. Maybe AI is gonna come through and clean the shit up. All right, I don't know. Just thoughts. Okay, just thinking. Okay, let me say this before I forget. So, like I was saying, you're constantly, even you have AI in your hand, and you're constantly inputting data of who and what you are. You're telling the AI that you have in your hand who you are. It ain't, I mean, maybe it is, but it's not always boiled down to some spookism about and paranoia about Big Brother is watching us. No, you opted into having the technology in your hand, having it in your home, having it on your being 24/7, inputting your personal life, your personal being into it. It's not searching you up, goddamn. You're putting your whole being into it, letting the whole world know who you are. You get on social media and create profiles and tell everybody who and what you are. Of course, that's what's going to come up in the algorithm. What's going to come up in the algorithm? You. That's what's going to come up in it. And people that are invested in you, into you, stalking you and watching you and copying you, all that type of shit, because you put you in there. You volunteered. Okay. So one day, I remember years ago, long before I got on YouTube, okay? Back in the day when YouTube wasn't the shit that it is now. I really wasn't, I would watch YouTube every now and then, but other shit. I'm talking to somebody maybe about some, oh girl, I saw these shoes, I like blah, blah, this, that, and other. I get on my computer the next day, I don't know. Look at my email and there's advertising for those shoes. Oh my God. That shit I used to like, it used to scare the shit out of me. Like, oh my God, Big Brother, they're watching us. And I'm like, and it hit me like, do you really think they're that invested into what kind of shoes you fucking wear? Who gives a fuck? They don't give a fuck about what kind of shoes you fuck. See, sometimes some things that we think that they're invested, they're not. They're not. And if they are, so what? Yeah, this kind of shoes I like. So what? Let me go see if I can find them motherfucker. Your life doesn't stop. Okay. No need to fear. So what? Okay, so after a while, I just got used to the shit. Then it seemed like it died down for a minute. Then I started seeing it not that long ago, being ramped up again, right? So I read tarot. I came on YouTube. This is my second channel, same name, doing tarot readings. Now I do more than tarot readings. Talks. But I still watch tarot. I don't watch a lot of people. I've learned most of the people on here are full of shit. They ain't no goddamn spirituals. They're fucking talkers, scammers, con artists, getting paid. Okay. So there's not even, you can't even count on 5 fingers the number of readers that I watch. But this one I watch, I'm like, this motherfucker right here is good. I'm not going to say it's a male or female. I'm just going to say they. Because there's too many nosy bitches. Monstrosities. That's what you are. That watch. Trying to peer in. Anyway. So I'll be listening to their readings. I'm like, this motherfucker good as hell. Their readings is good than a motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? Wow. I mean, sometimes I'd be like that. Wow. God damn, that motherfucker's good as shit. I be like, that motherfucker read my shit like a motherfucker. But they don't come off like some of the rest of you motherfuckers. They don't come off like no fucking con. Could be. They don't come off like they peering into your world with their black magic and all of that type of shit you motherfuckers do. But they could be. I don't know. I'm like, God damn, is this motherfucker... Is they reading me specifically? Is they reading my shit specifically? Making content out of it? Not like yo motherfucking ass neff mess. Not you, bitch. Or the rest of you bitches that do that shit. No, not like that. Yeah, your shit is obvious. But anyway, it came to me one time. I ain't saying this is the case, but I don't mind exploring the idea. How you know that motherfucker is real? It ain't no. This ain't no faceless channel. It ain't faceless. How do you know that that motherfucker is real? How do you know that that motherfucker isn't AI? Well, I was like, oh my God. I wonder if this motherfucker is AI. Again, this shit is not fucking new. When they introduce it to you in the way they've introduced it to you, they've been doing the shit. How many people have you been looking at? And this is what the man said today. I was like, that video I was watching earlier. That's exactly what I was thinking. How many motherfuckers have you been watching over the years, celebrities, so on and so forth, that you assume is real? But I seen them in concert. I know they real. Just like on that Spider-Man movie, when they did that whole fake shit of a war, and then none of that shit happened. And people was actually there looking at things bombing, and oh shit, running for their life. Ah! And it was these little machines creating a scenario right before people's human eyes. Not on TV. Right before their human eyes. Bitch, how you know that shit is real? How do you know that that person that you're watching ain't AI? Now, you be looking at AI like, okay, you can kind of tell the movement is not as smooth. Like, doesn't have the same exact smooth movement like a human being does, right? You can see it a little off, just a little bit. But I seen one recently, I was like, nah, that shit is super real right there. It's like, yeah, you don't know, bitch, if that person is even real. Some of these motherfuckers and they are talking about, right, content creators using AI to make content creators for their channel, right? Hear that shit? But this person that I'm talking about, this reader I'm talking about, been on way longer than this. But the shit ain't new, bitch. You don't know. By the time they introduce it to you, they've been doing it. I remember when I was a kid, the only kind of fruit that didn't have seeds was green grapes. So we grew up thinking, I know, that green grapes naturally didn't have seeds. Wrong. They had seeds too. All fruit have seeds. But this was in the 70s. By the time they put it out there, they've been doing this shit. Now you can't hardly find no seeded grapes. You have because we have all the purple ones got seeds and all the purple ones. No. And you done seen some of the black ones with no seeds. Okay. You can barely find watermelon with the seeded fruit. I said it's gonna be something when you eat a fucking apple and there are no seeds. And I said, wait a minute, I have eaten apples where there were still seeds, but not the abundance like it used to be. Okay. I don't give a fuck. When I was a kid, I used to eat seeds of all fruit. The oranges, apples, all that shit. Watermelon. They used to be like, stop doing that. Watermelon gonna grow out of you. Orange gonna grow out of you. They're like, why did she do that? I don't know why I did it. I liked it. Okay. And people so dumb. Apple seeds got cyanide. Bitch, I've been doing it since I was a kid. Get the fuck out of my face. Okay. I don't really eat the core. I would eat the whole core. I don't really do that anymore. Okay. I don't know why I did that, but I did. Okay. But anyway, that's all I got. Just some ideas to think about, some things to explore. All right. You all have favor. Peace.